Welcome to A Legend Talks. I'm the legendary Michael Bowie.
And I'm the legendary Mayo Pierce.
Are you an avid reader?
Then we got the book for you.
Tell them about it.
This book is about a man who goes through tragedy and a man who goes through triumph and how their roads cross.
That's right. The main character, John Lewis, is a guy who is a former FBI agent who has a tragic event that takes place with him and his family. And then 20 years later, the world becomes corrupt and chaotic where crime is legal. You can do whatever you want. All you have to do is pay the crime tax. And the guy that's creating this world, that's making it like this, is the guy that's responsible for the tragic events of John Lewis. This book is really... it's phenomenal. And it was written by me, and I'm not saying that it's phenomenal because it was written by me, but it got really good reviews and it did really good. So now I'm going to put that out there, and it's a series. It's not just the one book, but the one book is A Legend Story, and it was supposed to be just one book, and people loved it so much I ended up writing two more books, A Legend Continues and The Legend Ends. Now I have Manny here, and usually on every episode we're going to kind of delve into different chapters, different characters, and everything about the book. But on this one, I want to talk about the story. But Manny, tell me what you thought about the first time that you read this book series, what it was about, how it impacted you.
So I thought it was pretty crazy the first time I read it. When you told me you wrote a book, I was kind of like, oh, I'll support it, I'll read it. I don't know how good it's going to be, seeing as how it's you, but it was a page turner for sure. I think I read the first one in like 2 days.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that did read the book. Like I have one friend, she doesn't read at all. And literally she got about 4 or 5 pages in and she ended up doing it, I think, in a day or two as well. But now with this new remaster out, the remaster you can find on Amazon. It is 50,000 words more. So this remaster has a lot more words to it than the original A Legend Story. It's retitled as A Legend Story Volume 1, since there's different ones to it. So you have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, A Legend Story, A Legend Continues, and A Legend Ends. And there might be a possible prequel book. So there's so much to this book. What was one of the best parts inside this book, inside the story that happened, that you enjoyed the most?
The best part is at the end for me.
Why? Because it was over?
No.
And you had gone through so much of a roller coaster ride?
I don't know. We're not giving spoilers yet. So the best part of the book is at the end of the book for me, because all the injustices that this guy made us go throughout the entire book were finally corrected. No, they weren't.
Well, it was only meant to be one book, and it really wasn't supposed to go farther. So anybody that reads this book, just know that there wasn't supposed to be anything that was to come after that. Everything was supposed to have been closed out, but people wanted to know more. They wanted to delve deeper. And so that's what I gave them inside the 2 additional books, and even with the remaster of the first book. Who's your favorite character and why?
My favorite character is John Lewis, and it's because I feel like I can relate to him the most out of the book. And just the things he's going through in his mindset and, stuff like that. Not that I've been through what John's been through, but that's a character that I found most relatable. In the first book, I would say in books 2 or 3, I kind of feel like more relatable to Sky in a way, because and similar kind of situation.
Sky is his son, for those that I know you guys haven't read the books, but we're going to delve into, when we get into like chapter by chapter, what happens inside of each thing, where there's going to be a lot of spoilers. We're going to talk about it in depth. You're going to learn more. So Sky is his son. So you feel a little bit more connected to John and to Sky.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be pissed for me to say this, but one of my favorite characters is Dominic.
Of course he's your fucking favorite character.
He's one of my favorites. I like Jesse and I like Dominic. Jesse is John's best friend. Dominic is like the main antagonist of the whole series or the book. And so the thing that I like about Dominic is the mystery that's behind him, the outlook that he has, whether people know this or not, whether they agree with it or not. He's somebody that has advocated for the crime and the corruption that takes place 20 years later, but he has good reason for it. He has a good vision for it. A lot of people honestly just think he's some villain that just hates people or something, or he's out doing bad things. Some people are just haters of him, but the way I wrote him in the first place was to be somebody that was doing this for the good. And when you think about it,
to be somebody that gets everything.
Here's the good comparison. Thanos from Avengers.
Thanos is actually Dominic is not like
Thanos was trying to get rid of half of the population for a purpose, for a good purpose, so that there was more resources available to everybody. Dominic is that same person where he has this purpose of why he's doing what he's doing. I wrote the fucking thing. How you gonna tell me?
He's just a crazy person that likes to be crazy. That's all he is.
No. So that's kind of like why I like Dominic, and he brings a like I said, a certain level of mystery where you don't know much about him, and that's kind of where, if there is a prequel book, if there ever is one that comes out, what that's about. I really want people to kind of view this because it has such a high connection to the things that are going on in the world currently, have gone on in the world, to where you can kind of try and better yourself as a person, and we can better ourselves as individuals. You want to touch base on your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Dominic gets everything in these books. He likes villains, so that's kind of his thing. Anywho,
hater. But I definitely recommend that people check this out. This book is only $19.99. It's on Amazon. You can also get the ebook version of it. I think it's $9.99. So you can find it at different other places as well, like maybe Barnes and Nobles. If you find like the original, which is not going to be as long. So if you see the Legend Story, the novel or whatever, that's the original. But the new one is titled The Legend Story Volume 1, because now I'm doing them as kind of like volumes. And there's 3 books out inside of this series that you guys can check out. Do you want to plug it real quick, kind of tell people why it's important that they should see this, read this book, and kind of know this story?
If you're looking for a good crime thriller, or just a good book in general that's a page turner, it's definitely for you. Like I said, it's exciting. It delves you in the world. It's kind of like, when you read, you kind of make up the world in your mind. Some people say it's kind of like watching a movie in your mind when you're reading. And this is like a very compelling story that makes that movie in your mind. It's one that I would say everybody should at least read and get some knowledge. And maybe it can get you thinking and get you into another mode of thinking about the things that are going on in today's world, and another way to talk about them. So
now you say give them knowledge. What do you mean by that? What kind of knowledge could they get from that?
Books are supposed to challenge you, and I think what this book does is it challenges your stance on certain issues or certain things, or the way you see certain things. I don't know, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, or if you're down the middle of the aisle, I think it challenges everyone to kind of rethink the way you see the world.
Do you honestly think that because that is my purpose, I wrote that so that people can kind of see the things that they do, but some people are so hardcore towards their personal beliefs and thoughts that it's hard to change anybody's opinion and points of view. Did that do that for you, and how so?
It did challenge my thought process as to, what I believe. I don't think it changed anything, but at least challenged it, and it allows you to have a bigger conversation about it, maybe with yourself, or maybe with friends or family. I don't know. People are pretty set on what they believe, but that's what books are supposed to do, and knowledge is supposed to do. It's supposed to challenge you.
The question you have to kind of ask yourself, because you have these two different worlds, as it is a dystopian world kind of book, is what world is best for us? That's really ultimately the main vision that is kind of delving into. Is it the utopia that we consider this to be the perfect America, or is it a dystopian world where there's complete chaos and crime, infested things going on every day, and the whole thing is that I put pluses and negatives, whether you agree with the pluses of Dominic Harvey or not. I put those pluses and negatives in there so that you can kind of have an outlook on what both of those worlds would be like, and the reason why they would be good or bad. Me personally, I'm sure that many people are watching this, they'll say like the world that we live in, it's not perfect, but it's good. I can't imagine one with crime and chaos. But in all honesty, crime and chaos happens every single day. It's just not prevalent everywhere that you go. You won't see it inside your Beverly Hills and your, Ventura, California kind of areas. But you will see it on the news. You will see it in certain areas, broke and poverty-stricken areas. I'm from Detroit, and so you'll see it inside the Detroit areas. So the whole thing is that it goes on. It's just not all around you. And some people are so enclosed in their bubble that they're not experiencing that. And that kind of gives you this experience, this other situation, this other world of things that are happening, and kind of causes you to kind of think outside the box, to think about the way you live life and the way others people live life, and how when both of those lives collide and become one, what that's like. Are there any finishing thoughts that you have towards this book and telling the people how important it is for them to go out and see it?
Go ahead.
Read it, sorry.
It's not a movie. Go ahead.
I'm so used to doing Filmatic and doing the film review. But yes.
Yeah, please go and get the book. It's very interesting. I would love to have conversations with people about what they think. So get down in that comment section and let us know if you have read the book, or if you plan on buying it. Let us know that you did that. can't wait to do the conversations on this. And if Dominic Harvey was a real person, I'd curb stomp him.
I highly doubt you will get close enough to do so. And I can't wait to jump into the next episode of Legend Talks, where we are going to delve into chapter 1. We are going to give spoilers. We're going to talk about the things that happen. So if you have the book, this is a good time for you to get the book, read that chapter, and then come in here and be able to follow along and listen to some of the things where I would delve deeper into the characters, why I did some of the things, why they happened, what happened, and everything else. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. We're going to do it on every show. Is that what we're doing? Don't forget to comment as well. Let us know what you guys think. I am the legendary Michael Bowie.
And I am the legendary Emmanuel Pierce.
And this has been A Legend Talks.